Hello, my gorgeous friends and Get It Together girl. How are you today? Happy Friday. I'm so excited to be chatting. I'm doing a little busy work here. Let me know when you jump in. Please say hello. Let me know how your day was. If you're watching this on the replay, drop a hashtag replay in the comments. Or if you're on YouTube, let us know in the comments there that you dropped by on the replay. It's been a fun week. I'm excited to come and chat with you today. So if you're coming on in, say hello. Let me know that you're here. I have actually been doing a lot of thinking lately about some of the creators that I met when I first started my handmade journey, when I first left my corporate job and decided I did not want to get a new one. And I was, basically creating all the things, taking orders for every kind of project that came my way. And I met so many incredible people. I wonder how many of them are still creating, and of those people, how many of them are still pursuing a business. And, being in the handmade space can be really tough. Take it from someone who built and scaled a handmade business, literally working as hard as I could work, and then realizing that this was not going to last and having to tear it all down and start over again. And I've actually done that a couple of times. I did that when I initially left my job. I did it when I started my private label merch. I still wanted to create physical products, but creating like one mug for someone was just not super profitable. And it's really hard to grow a business that way when you're just relying on selling product by product. And so let me know in the comments if you are one of the OGs, if you're still around. I see Sherry here. Sherry is one of the most talented people I've ever met. And I'm so glad that you are creating and still in business. It's so exciting. It's so important for us women to not just enjoy our talents and take the time to develop our talents, but to get paid for them, like to monetize those talents as well. And that is really what I'm passionate about doing and about helping my friends do as well. So we did have a question today for Free Coaching Friday, or rather a concept that was brought forward by the beautiful Kelly, and I'm so grateful for it. Kelly has recently started working on physical products to offer, to relaunch a new collection. She says she's starting a handmade sign business where she creates porch leaners and door hangers in a cozy farmhouse style. Simple but detailed, meant to make your front door feel warm and welcoming all year. She wants to lean into that painted patterns, soft colors. She even dropped some pictures here. And for those of you who know Kelly's story, she's had some big changes in her life. She's recently become an empty nester. Her kids are all grown and out on their own, which is an absolutely beautiful thing. But it's also a bit complex energetically to walk through. And so, Kelly, I'm sending you so much love. It's also an interesting time where we get to redevelop ourselves, our interests, what it feels like and looks like to be you again, not just mom, or not just the wife role, not just the, the lover, the caregiver, like who you actually are. And so, Kelly, I know you've been doing a whole lot of that, and we're so excited for you. So she's getting her digital designs together, planning out her weeks, practicing techniques. And so she said any advice is appreciated. She's dropping some photos. And if you know Kelly Barney, her work is impeccable. And I actually love the signs that you dropped here, the pictures that you dropped. Number one, they are 100% like farmhouse, classy, chic. I love the simple details, like the beadwork and the bows are perfect, the greenery. The patterns are super cool too. So if you haven't seen them, jump back in the group, look for the Free Coaching Friday graphic for this week, and look at those pictures Kelly dropped. I'm sure she would love to hear what you think of them too. They're almost giving me like luxury Mackenzie Childs vibes, which I also love. And I think offering that in those two styles, in those two colors, is an incredible way to relaunch. Kelly also mentioned a little bit of branding ideas, the collective, K-E-L-L, like a play on collective, which is so cute. By the way, I got it without you having to explain it, Kelly, so nailed it. And I guess that, sometimes we tend to overthink this. She said, I get lost in what to put on the signs. I can spend hours scrolling, looking at all the SVGs. Like, how do I know even what to choose? And so, Kel, the fact that you're already thinking about branding and the collective. And the fact that that branding is you based, the fact that this whole vibe is very Kelly, like, again, let me know in the comments if you agree. If you know Kelly, this might make sense. Like, it's so Kelly that I don't actually think you need to be overthinking this. Now, I also know that that might not be helpful advice. So here are some practical things. Number one, I always love to like survey and research my product, talk to your audience, right? Like make sure that this is something that they actually want. Now, porch signs, porch leaners, front door decor, I think is something that doesn't go out of style. So I think you're good there. But specifically what kinds of porch leaners and, you know, what's in season and what's in style. Kelly's talking about launching in the new year. So that'll be like winter and spring vibes, I'm thinking. Kelly, I'm curious, just because you just said you were going to launch in January versus for the holidays, if it was just too short a timing, if you just didn't really want to deal with the holidays and wanted something more of a permanent collection. Just curious. I would just love to know where you were on that. But as far as like practical things, number one, you can always poll your audience. You can always ask them like to do something simple, like post a picture of their front door. And there are a number of ways that you could ask or entice people like to do that. You can tell them that you're looking for inspiration. You can tell them straight up that you would love to like know what they want to see in terms of front door decor. Somebody in my neighborhood started a business recently where they decorate your porch or your front door for the season. And I actually thought that was really genius. Like what I mean by that is, hello, my gorgeous Kelly. What I mean by that is this lady went and bought, you know, 2 stalks of corn, 2 bales of hay. You got like 4 or 6 mums and a bunch of pumpkins. And I think it was $195 for the package. And she came and delivered all these things to your porch and organized them and set them up and made it look beautiful. Like this is someone's business. And I kind of thought of you, Kelly, because like that is so Kelly. By the way, we love your signs. Go back and watch the beginning because all we did is compliment you. So I would say in terms of surveying your audience, you always want to see like what they want to see. What colors? Do you tend to go with a wreath or a porch sign? If you don't have a porch sign, why? Is it because you haven't found one that you liked? Is it because the one you had fell apart and you just didn't replace it? Like you can start conversations around what they want to see. You can straight up ask them what they want to see. You can do like this or that. You could also do a bit of what I would like to consider a hybrid model, where maybe you launch with these 2 colors and these 2 variations. Like you had 2 different variations of the checkered sign, which I love, in 2 different colors. So you've already got 4 potential options, you know, 2 in each color. So you could launch with that and maybe 1 more style. And then also open up for custom orders. Maybe that looks like, you know, something seasonal. Maybe that's something that you advertise specifically, that I will design something for your front porch. And that could be a fun way also to get more ideas and new designs. Like if several people are asking you for a variation of the same thing, then that might be something to put in or add into your offering, like your signature collection, if you will. The other thing that you could potentially do is create like packages. So by package, I mean you could offer, you know, the porch leaner, or you could do the porch leaner with the door hanger sign and maybe like a rug that coordinates, that like ties it all together. And the rug could be like an actual rug type, you know, like one of the outdoor mats that you pick up. Or it could even be like a sublimated doormat, which I think works with your colors as well. So just another idea where you could offer one thing, or you could sort of upsell the package. Now you guys know I love a good product suite. I love when we can provide ways for our customer to stay in our world and continue to shop with us, right? And so we best do that by giving them complimentary products to things that they already have or already have expressed that they want. Now, porch cleaners are not like a hard sell for most people. Front door signs, a beautiful like wreath or something to decorate the front door. I go to wreath because I typically don't see anything else that's beautiful and worth hanging on my door. And maybe Kelly Varney is going to be the one who changes that in like a mainstream way. Like, imagine these front porch signs get picked up by Hobby Lobby. Sorry about the folder in the way. Like, how fun would that be? And the only difference between that happening and that not happening is how big a deal Kelly thinks she is, and whether or not she has the courage, the grit, the audacity to pitch such an idea. So let that land. I'm so excited that you are continuing to create and launching more. And I also want to tell you and remind you, maybe this, I hope this is a lesson I think that you've already sort of learned, is that every collection is not the same. Every launch is not the same. And when we are dealing with our own handmade physical products, our products not selling can feel like people are rejecting us because our heart and soul goes into our products. But I want to encourage you to separate them. Your art is incredible, and it's not going to be for everyone. And that does not make it less valuable. Like, very few people are interested in buying a Monet. But the ones that are bid big money. You picking up what I'm putting down here? So you have to, whatever it is that you're selling, you have to be able to get behind 100%. You have to be able to say, I am so excited to put this out in the world, and I think this would actually look amazing on every porch in Canada. I think everyone should have it because it's that good. And so I don't know if that's helpful or if that brings you back to the drawing board. I think I can feel in the photos that you posted that you love those two designs, and I do too. They're different. They are Kelly. They are impeccably put together and like crafted. Your attention to detail is always top notch. I have no doubt that those are going to sell. And you may have to find the right market. And that sometimes can take, time to make sure that you're putting them in front of the right people. And that, I think, has been a bigger lesson for me, especially for those of us who maybe don't have the support of our local community or of our family and friends. And that's just a whole other thing. Like, our family and friends know us, and so they know all versions of us, and it can be very hard for people to see the new version of you. We'll just leave it at that. But all that to say, once we have sort of fished out our standard Facebook pool, and of course, we want to be interacting, we want to be social on social media, we want to make sure we're nurturing our audience, we want to make sure that we're not only showing up to sell. We want to be a part of the social media world and sort of play the social media game, right? If we want to win, we want to play to win, we have to know the rules. And the rules of social media are to show up consistently and engage and be social. And so you got to start somewhere, start when you're ready to start, and commit to that. But it's got to feel like you. It has to feel like you. Otherwise, your energy's not going to be behind it, and you're just going to be convincing yourself and talking yourself in and out of whether or not this is good enough. And so I will leave you with this. I want to encourage you to consider a concept of rest, not because you have worked so hard that you earned it, but because you have truly done your best, and it's time to rest now. And so I think once you can honestly say that you've done your best, that's going to be it. Like, you're going to feel it, allow it to sit in your body. If this is something that is kind of new to you, if you're very in your head, this is a great practice to get into. Again, it takes some practice. All good things do, especially when we're looking to sort of adopt new ways of thinking, new beliefs. things that up-level our life, it can take some time to embody and to integrate. So you have to be willing to practice and be patient with yourself. Don't take it so personally. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're creating amazing, beautiful things. You know how to create beautiful things. And I suspect you know how to create a business and run a business as well. So if you have specific questions about that, I would love to know. I'm not seeing any comments, but I will certainly come back to them. You know that for sure. And so I would encourage you to start thinking about when you launch, how you would like that to look. Because one thing I can tell you is, though sort of selling via social media has definitely changed since, 2000 or so. And we can't always rely on people seeing our stuff, especially in a timely fashion. And so maybe that looks like a live sale. Maybe that looks like local markets as well as online. Maybe that looks like pop-up events in your group. Maybe that looks like, Instagram. Maybe that looks like an email list. Whatever it looks like for you, I just want to encourage you to sort of think that through, because I think that we can have the most incredible product, but when we're not super clear on how to show up and sell it, and you've done a great job on this post, by the way, on the Free Coaching Friday post, to tell us exactly what you want to create, exactly the vibe you want it to have. And so you're certainly off to a great start there. But I want to encourage you to think about that, because if you don't sort of have that worked out in advance, I don't know, sometimes we think that the marketing will just sort of come, and we actually put a lot of pressure on ourselves to do it in the moment. And I find for me, the motivation comes and goes. And so I don't want to rely on having to be in the vibe in order to launch and sell. I find it easier to sort of do that work for myself in advance. And that way, once, the scheduled post goes live, if you will, the post literally was made from the correct energy, the right vibe, so that it's received by the right person. And I know that because I did it in that vibe. I don't have to be in that vibe now, if that makes any sense. So I would encourage you to kind of take a look at that and pre-schedule out some content, just so that you have a framework, a baseline, and it's done. It's ready to go. And then from there, you're free to create day to day. If there's one thing that I would do differently, and that I am sort of doing differently in terms of launching my Get It Together Girl courses during this particular season, is that I wouldn't, sorry, give me just a second here. I wouldn't rely on posting in the moment. I would pre-schedule out my base content. And again, whatever that looks like for you, if that's 3 times a week, if that's every day, if that, whatever it is that looks like to you, that's going to be up to you and how much content you desire to create, how much you want to show up and sell. But whatever it is, as long as you do that and you have a framework, number one, like at the end of it, no matter how it goes, whether like the whole collection sells out or you only sell like one thing, you can say 100% that you showed up, you had content, you didn't ghost, you kept selling because your content was pre-scheduled and you thought about this in advance. The other great thing though is that it frees you up to create in the moment and to be spontaneous with the content without the pressure of like, I have to post and sell today. Because you will be so surprised how the pressure of needing to post content can change the energy of what you're posting, can change the way that you present and position yourself and your product. A lot of times when people are buying from us, especially like if it's people that we know, then they know us. And chances are they know what we have and what we're offering. If it's not someone that we know, we have to convert them immediately, or they're gone. They're probably, they may not be connected to us in our world, and therefore, even if they wanted to find us again, they may never be able to. So we have to be willing and be sure we're making a lasting impression on people, and we need our content to be doing the heavy lifting there. So if I were planning a launch, I would pre-schedule out what I would call my bones, my framework content, making sure that I'm having connection posts and authority building posts, and that I'm polling my audience so I know exactly what it is that they want. Maybe I'm asking them at what price points. Maybe I'm asking them questions like, where did you buy your, show me your current, porch or door hanger. And if you've got a new fun wreath, like tell me where you bought it. Like something to that effect. Tell me how much you paid for it. Things like this are going to help you know how much people are spending on things like that and where that audience is. Are they just strolling around Home Goods and they happen to like find something amazing? Or are they actually seeking out specific decor that maybe matches their home or their colors or their decor, or whatever. They want something special. They want special flowers in it. They want a certain look. They want a certain scene, things like that. So there's a ton of content that you could create that's going to engage your audience and do vital research, maybe without even them knowing. You could even create a focus group, a panel of your trusted shoppers or your trusted customers who maybe get first access or for a first look at your designs, and maybe they get to vote on their favorite. Like maybe they rank them, or, you can send them like different SVGs and they can tell you like thumbs up, thumbs down. And maybe in exchange, they get a free porch sign or a big discount. And, I do love a giveaway, but I'm also not about working for free. But the reason that I love the incentive like that is because I have found that people seeing my sneakers on someone else's foot gives me a better referral than someone stumbling across like my photos or my reel and deciding to buy. Okay, like when they see someone already wearing them, they can see themselves wearing them. But when they see a photo, they're just something nice. Does that make sense? And so I feel like the same is true with a porch. I'll give you a perfect example. I hang out with my little cousin a couple days a week. Little, she's 20, but my little cousin a couple of days a week at my cousin's house. So she's my second cousin. And when I'm hanging out over there, I see the change in season and the change in decor. And my cousin had a beautiful porch setup for fall. She got a beautiful like black and white rug. She got some solar lanterns. She got these big, beautiful mums and these really pretty planters. And it was right about that time that I saw someone in my area offering the porch decorating services. And I thought, this is genius, because how many women are just naturally gifted? Like my sister's one of them. She can make a basement look like the most cozy lived in like home you've ever seen. Like some women just have that gift. Kelly, like you have that gift. Sherry Ann, you have that gift. Like you can make anything look top notch, top class. And like some woman is selling this and making money. Like I love it. Where she goes and buys corn stalks and bales of hay and mums and puts them on people's porches and they pay her. Like absolutely wonderful. And I don't exactly remember where I'm going. Give me 1 second to remember where I was going with that, because that was a very passionate sidebar. I'm doing all the things here. Okay. Sorry, I'm inspecting. Now I'm inspecting my work. Talk amongst yourselves. No. So all that to say, this is definitely something that people are paying for and buying. Oh, I was telling you about my cousin. So I show up to my cousin's house one day and I'm like, wow, your porch looks freaking amazing. And this inspires me, right? This inspires me to go home and get my porch together. Clean up like the junk that's on it that needs to be put away. Ahem, husband. Like sweep the leaves. I bought a cute little rug and a new mat for the front door. And I got some mums and like made it look beautiful. And like that totally inspired me. So the reason that I'm not totally against giving away a sign in exchange for like this like research panel or whatever is because seeing your front porch sign or porch leaner on someone's house is going to trigger that buy the way someone seeing my sneakers on someone's feet triggers a buy, better than them seeing it on social media, if that makes sense. And I would very much encourage you to photograph it with the full like porch decor, so people can see like, oh, I need that. That's the next level porch that I like absolutely need. So Kelly, I hope this helps. Let me know if this lands for you. I love that it's the collective, like totally based on Kelly. It looks like Kelly. It feels like Kelly. I want you to lean into that when you create the rest of it. When you're looking at these SVGs and things like, would Kelly put that on her porch though? Like, but is it Kelly? Because Kelly and her decor is next level. Next level. Like if farmhouse luxury equals Kelly. And so I really want you to lean into that. Own that. Use yourself as the standard when you're looking for designs and SVGs and styles and things. Like, is this Kelly approved? Is this next level Kelly approved? If it's a no, it's a no. And like, don't just think about it. Feel it. Okay? I'm sending you all the love. Let me know. Let me know how this lands for you. And anyone else watching, let me know how this lands for you. Let me know. I know I am definitely an overthinker when it comes to like new products and new designs and like, especially when you're talented, like, but I could do anything. I could do this. I could do that. And I know because I took orders for this and for that and I created it. I don't really like to do that, but I could. That's not the vibe when we're building a next level business though. When we're building a next level business, it's like, what is really exciting for me to create? What is a really beautiful thing to contribute to this world? What does the world not have? Like, how can I add a piece of me to this world? That's the next level business. And that's the business that's fun, that's really heart-centered and built on, like, I don't want to say you because you can be separate from your business, right? But if you are like bold and edgy and your business is like classic Bibles, there is likely going to be a disconnect. You know what I mean? So you can be separate from, like, your brand, your business brand can be separate from your business. But for me, and I feel like for many handmade creators, it's really difficult to separate one from the other. As a matter of fact, it's almost impossible to separate one from the other. And that is why sometimes when sales don't go well in our handmade business, just because everything doesn't land for everyone. Like if you look at the sales record for like Nike or the supermarket, like the supermarket throws away food every week. It doesn't sell. They don't like cry and close up shop because everything didn't sell. Like Nike release like multiple new collections of sneakers every single week. There's a new drop. Some of them are re-releases. Some of them are collabs. Like some of them sell out. Some of them don't. They keep going. They keep releasing collections. Like they don't say, oh my God, the collab with so-and-so flopped. Like let's never do a collab again. They don't. Maybe they choose a little bit differently. Maybe they market their to the audience different. Maybe they run more ads. Maybe they run less ads. Maybe they lean more into user-generated content or going live. And that's another thing. When you're looking at marketing your business, how does your brand best communicate it? Is it through photos? Is it through live video? Like when it comes to my sneakers, Reels do better. When it comes to my service base, like Get It Together Girl, my coaching, there's nothing like you and me here sitting talking on live video. Like you will learn more about me, my style, my philosophies, the way that I do business and the way that I have grown, the things that I've learned more in a 5-minute conversation than probably a year on social media talking to me. So I'm so glad you're in my world. I love you. I'm supporting you. I'll talk to you soon.